No more corruption. How do we end this suffering? Someone needs to get up and speak. Speak to the one in.
Yes, man. How do we end this corruption? Someone better stand up and speak. And that is the one and only Brandonroots playing right here at Reggae Iration. Welcome back. If you may join the session right now, this is the Reggae Iration show. Make sure you link up with us across all platforms: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp number, Apocini. Just tell us from which area, which song you want us to play for you, and we'll be playing it right here at Reggae Iration. Any question you have for our guest artist, just send it in. We'll ask the guest artist live and direct. Joining us live from United States, Brandonroots. Greetings.
Blessings, blessings. How are you?
I'm fine, man. Glad to hear your voice. Glad to hear the good quality, man. Appreciate it.
Right on.
All right. So, Brandon, we've played two tracks. We played Stand Together, and also we played No More Corruption. But before we get into the songs and also what you're doing currently, just give us a little bit background about yourself for those who don't know Brandonroots.
So I'm an artist from California. I do a lot of my work in Kingston, Jamaica, and I worked on productions for Buju Banton. I was a part of the Bad Boys for Life movie soundtrack.
All right.
And also another song on the Upside Down album, Buju's last album he came out with, The World Is Changing.
All right.
I created the music for that, and I'm currently working on my new album in Jamaica, and the next release will be the song featuring Luciano, Messenger.
All right. All right. Now, before we delve in deep into that, and you've just mentioned working with Luciano, the Messenger, and it reminds me of, you've gone with the different names over the time. You've gone with Brandon Hess, you've gone with Brandon the Messenger, you've gone with the Brandonroots. Just tell me about the whole transition of names and what really was going on there.
Okay, so I guess what was going on is working on how I want to see my brand as. So when I started working, King Jammy and his engineer were the ones that gave me the name Brandon the Messenger.
Okay.
So at first I was going by that name. So King Jammies had given me that artist name. And then about a year and a half ago, when I started working with Luciano, because Luciano's already been the Messenger. So Luciano helped me come up with the new name, Brandonroots. So that name came from Luciano.
All right, all right. And how did that impact just your brand in general and your outlook, you know?
I think it's been a good transition. There's always, work as an up-and-coming artist that needs to be done to build the brand. But I have a lot of content that I'm looking bring forth in the new year coming, and really having it set up even to be more professional than it already is now. But most of my posts that I have that kind of shows what I'm doing today would be on Instagram. If you come to my Instagram at Brandonroots with a Z. All right.
All right. Now we played the two tracks, Standalone and Corruption, Got to Stop It. And the visuals, as we can see the visuals, one could anticipate this is in the Highland, Jamaican island. And just going back then, how did your whole relationship started with the island itself? You know, you started your production back in California playing with different groups. So how did the relationship develop and you decided to start a new thing with the island?
The story goes really deep, that brought me into the culture of Jamaica.
All right.
And once I realized my mission, it became my go-to place in order to bring these songs with these message,
Okay.
So, and I really get to experience where, I'm sure you've heard of the place, the Waterhouse in Kingston.
Yeah.
and a lot of famous legends came from there. Don Carlos, Dennis Brown,
Yeah.
I think even Gregory Isaacs, and that's where I live. And I have embraced the whole community. That's also where King Jammy's studio is. So that I went to Jamaica. I knew nobody in the business when I first went. I mainly just kind of went on vacation, and something pulled me in to want to be a part of the culture and the music. And so I went from knowing nobody in the music business to then working with King Jammy. Was like the first big name that embraced, you know, my talent.
All right.
And now it's like I've been there. I met Bears Hammond. I know Buju Banton personally and plan to do more work with him. I've been there to Capleton's house, and so my connections have really grown big there.
All right.
And I'm looking forward to the people here, and I think that I know this new album's gonna really have an impact.
All right. All right. Before we get into the new album, you've mentioned working with all these big artists, especially King Jammy, and this was just after you did your first album, Fly Away, around 2016. Then you did a couple of tracks with King Jammy, especially No More Corruption. Talk to me about No More Corruption and how was the relationship working with King Jammy? What are some of the things you got to learn just to bring into your music to the world?
It was pretty remarkable. I remember the artist that was featured on the No More Corruption song. His name is Daraja. Somebody had taken me and said, I want you to meet this producer. So I went in, and that's when I met King Jammy. And I don't know if you have the clip from the beginning when he was on stage.
Yeah.
And so he was on stage mentioning me in it. But so when I met him, I just walked in there and I heard the music real loud. And I told him, I'll be back. And then the next time I went back, he was able to listen to some of my songs, and we started working immediately on the song. So I have at least an album or two of music already recorded with King Jammy. We've done, I think, counting up to it, like 30 to 40 songs that soon will be coming into the public, released.
All right. Talking about the relationship with a couple of artists, you've mentioned Upside Down, which was a Buju Banton 2020 album. You've been credited as the composer and also the keyboards. Tell me about how this came to be.
Well, so King Jammy's son, John, and their whole family is really well connected in the music industry. They know all the artists.
All right.
So I started making rhythms with John and King Jammy in the downstairs studio right there on St. Lucia Waterhouse. And we were just going at it almost every day and making a ton of these rhythms. And John told me, so DJ Khaled, they showed him the rhythm because DJ Khaled was the executive producer of the soundtrack album, We the Best Music, an epic record.
Okay.
And they really liked the rhythm because Buju voiced on it. Murda She Wrote.
All right.
Was the name of it. And so that was the first thing I heard, was that DJ Khaled had heard our work with Buju singing on it, and they were saying that was going to be the track that they put on the Bad Boys for Life movie soundtrack.
All right.
And same with the other rhythm that we built there, me and John, The World Is Changing. Buju took a liking to that song a lot, and it made it on to the album.
All right. I think that was a great contribution, and also you've mentioned just being part of Bad Boys for Life. Talk to me about that project, for being part of that.
That was a huge step in my career, where, you know, as an artist, we're always striving to see or feel some glory or keep the motivation that, hey, I can do this. You know, I can become one of these big names. And so, you know, to see myself credited on this album along with other artists like Rick Ross, the Black Eyed Peas, Pitbull, Daddy Yankee, Nicky Jam, and the list go on and on.
All right.
Was pretty, gave me a lot of motivation. And also, I remember one time we were in Mexico. I was there with my dad and Anna here. And the HBO came on, and there was my name, Bad Boys for Life, in the credits of the movie. And I was also with my brother, and we went to the movie theaters to see the movie. And we waited after the movie to see, is my name gonna pop up on the screen? And sure enough, it did. So that was like a huge accomplishment. But right now, the main thing in my career is like working on getting the right marketing done, right? The marketing's very important.
All right.
And coming up with a product that people won't forget.
All right. All right. Now, talking about getting your product and your marketing in order, most of these projects were at the onset of COVID, I guess 2020, early 2020. That's when COVID was coming up. And I think it's fair to say you seem to have went underground because there were no visuals you've released. What happened there? What really happened?
No, I do remember that I was slowed down there. And the Bad Boys for Life movie came out right before. It was in January. And then the COVID hit. As soon as the movie was in the theaters already for like that first month or whatever, then the COVID came and hit, and I was stoked. I was feeling the fire, like I was ready to return to Jamaica, you know, and keep the thing going. So yeah, that did slow me down a lot. But I was there in my studio every day when I lived in Texas. I was there in my home studio, and I created many more hits to come. So I made use of that time. So now, the main thing that I've been, trying to battle is just to have a clear head. You know, sometimes in the music industry, you have a lot of alcohol around and stuff like that. So I've been really trying to stay grounded and focused and, and going to Jamaica, it's a big party too. Everybody going to the party, pull up in Ferrari, bottle service and a rum and Campari. So it's a big party out there, you get me? And but I'm trying to focus and really grab what I want,
All right. I'm glad to hear that you're concentrating on the main focus, because you have admitted that in the music scene, sometimes you can get drawn into just the nitty-gritties of the hype in the music. Then you find yourself sometimes lost and you don't know what's next to do. So I think it's a great thing that you're doing that, and right now you are on track in focus. Now, talking about post-COVID, what are some of the greatest lesson you've learned as an artist experiencing this COVID? What's that one thing that you've learned and you want to implement in case anything happens again, you'll be prepared for it?
Yes, I'm hoping and praying that everyone is going to move past, the whole COVID thing, which it seems like things are getting better. I actually remember I was in Jamaica and they had a countrywide lockdown for every single week. For 3 days out of the week, you could not leave even out of your house. Everything was shut down. And so I'm hoping that, to move past all this and be able to really start going and performing my music and sharing the love with the people.
All right. Okay, Brandon, how would you describe where you are now musically? What's your position right now musically in terms of just your growth, your development, your progress? How would you even rate your growth so far?
So I am always constantly making new music and new songs, and I have music of nearly all genres.
Right.
I have, but I'm focusing too on the branding. So that's why Brandonroots is that Caribbean, soulful reggae, dancehall, Caribbean type of vibe. And then my other project that I'm also have a lot of music coming towards is more like rock, kind of country,
all right,
blues, jazz type of music.
All right.
And I make a lot of different types of sounds. So I'm really looking to start building in my platform to get more licensing done, like songs, the movie and film and all that.
All right. So is it safe to say you are you have you can how can you describe your style in one word in one genre? Just say you are a versatile artist.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Now,
and I always like when I perform live, I like to show my diversity. You know, almost like when you're there watching a movie, you have all kinds of different emotions coming through the screen. You have some might be sad, some might be happy, some might be hectic. It's creates a story. I've always liked to, whenever I perform live, I usually kind of even mix up my music.
All right. All right. Now, you've been in the game now for quite some time. From the time you released your first debut album around 2016, it's like 6 years down the line or 7. How will you compare the space right now compared to the past 5 years or 10 years, the reggae space?
Oh, right now, once I started working with King Jammies and got these credits with Buju Banton and pretty much know and have access to a lot of the biggest people in reggae music, that's when I knew that, wow, this is what's going to push me through the door. You know, like being able to get some of these features, Luciano and Sizzla. You know, I've been there and met Shaggy, so I'm looking to go and feature a lot of the biggest names on my new album coming.
All right.
And that's going to give me a big advantage over a lot of artists trying to make it in today.
All right.
So once I'm able to keep getting these big features and have the music video, then start marketing those, that's going to really help shine the spotlight on me, you know?
All right. I think it's a great thing. And I even wanted to just compare with the, Grammy Awards are happening, especially the reggae category. And we saw last year, an American band named Soulja won the Grammy Award. And it just showed how reggae is not only, the world is taking up the challenge, especially United States. They are ready to conquer the reggae scene. And right now we have the Grammy Awards, couple of artists you mentioned. Shaggy is there in the nomination. We've seen Kabaka Pyramid, Protege. What do you make of the 2023 Grammy nomination in terms of the reggae category? What's your observation and just your views on that?
Yeah, I think I support, all the artists that are nominated for the Grammy. And yeah, I think it's good. And I'm really working toward getting that nomination here in the near future with some of these songs I'm featuring, or I have, like, my horn section is Dean Fraser.
Yeah, man.
Dean Fraser's playing on my album. So far, we've done 3 songs recorded, and I'm going to keep going. So come January, my plan is to return to the island, return to Kingston, and I might be there for a good while, 6 months or so, and really just pushing towards reaching my goals.
All right. Seems like you have everything in plan and worked out. What's like, talk to me first about this new project, the new album, which you've really mentioned. Talk to me about when it's coming out, what are people to expect in terms of tracks, collaborations?
Yes, right as of yet, I do not have a release date, but my first step towards going to the album is once I get to Jamaica, I'm going to do the music video with Luciano for this song called Without the Greed. And that'll be the first single to come out. As I'm starting to promote that and push that and make some appearances on TV and radio out in Jamaica, then I'm going to probably come out with the next single featuring another big artist. And then just keep working at the album from there. Hopefully I'll probably release an EP from the album.
All right.
Here in 2023, hopefully by the summer.
By? Come again?
Hopefully by the summer, I could have an EP, ready for people to hear from the album.
All right.
I'll have a better idea of when the release date would be for the album.
Okay, Brandon. So, what would you say is the goal or the purpose of your work?
Ultimately, the goal has never been, sure, in life it's nice to think of luxury things, right? Everybody has dreams, right? Mansion or cars or money or clothes, but the ultimate mission for me is to make better with the people. Where the government isn't coming in and helping where there's a need. That's where I'm hoping my music can have a big enough impact.
All right.
And bless these certain people wherever they are, Guatemala, Jamaica, Africa, Asia. And that's always been my mission through these songs I'm singing. That was a channeled gift to be able to share that gift with the people.
All right. Now, Brandon, in the next 5 years, where do you see yourself musically?
We're working hard. I see myself. I'm here. I have a guest speaker I'd like for him to come tell you.
All right.
We've been working together. This is one of my co-writers, and he's going to tell you. So then I don't sound so ignorant or have a big ego.
All right, just let him come on board.
So
let him come on board.
Ronnie Fisher. So they were asking, where do you see me in 5 years?
Brandon, the sky's the limit for Brandon.
Okay.
Brandon's making great music here in the States and abroad in Jamaica.
All right.
The music that's coming out, we believe he's got a ton of hits.
All right.
So for Brandon, the key is to just focus on getting the albums done, finishing strong, and then getting it released, and just watching it take off on its own. The music speaks for itself.
Okay.
And Brandon is just a talented artist, composer,
all right,
lyricist. Him on the piano, the guitar. I mean, it's just to watch him work is like watching a duck in water.
All right.
It just becomes natural to him. So in 5 years from now, we definitely see Brandon winning Grammys. I see it happening.
All right.
I believe it. We're not trying to be arrogant, but we're definitely confident for the future.
All right.
So Brandon's the real deal. What you see is what you get. And when you hear his music and when you hear what he's working on,
all right,
I promise you, it's gonna blow people away.
All right. What do you think is the main obstacle that you guys are facing currently, and it's something you are trying to overcome in terms of the working with Brandon and his music?
Well, I think that the obstacles are basically just traveling between Jamaica and California, sitting down and just finishing up and getting the right PR.
All right.
We need to get Brandon's music out there, and then just start pushing it. So I think the main thing is to finish what we've started, what he has started, and then start promoting it. Yeah, marketing it.
That's really
So,
the obstacle.
Promotion and marketing, because once people start hearing Brandon's music, they're gonna want more.
All right.
And like I said, it's going to take off. And so the big part is to get it released, get it out there, and let people hear, and then watch this thing just take off.
All right. Just before I let you go, you remind me your name and the position of the position or part of how you're part of the team working with Brandon, and just all right, come on.
Yeah. My name's Ronnie Fisher. Brandon and I are great friends. I'm a writer.
All right.
And him and I have a lyricist. I write poems and I do a lot of writing and I write a lot of lyrics.
All right.
So Brandon and I have sat and we're putting an album together ourselves as well. And so Brandon's got a lot of irons in the fire, and we just need to finish what we started and get it out there. But yeah, Brandon and I are collaborating together.
All right.
I was in Jamaica with Brandon. We were in Tough Gong Studios at Bob Marley Studios,
right,
and making hits.
All right.
And I just love working with him. He's just a down-to-earth man. And very humble, very kind.
All right.
And it's been a blessing.
All right. Just before you go, I wanted to know, as a writer, out of the many artists in the United States, why did you choose to work with Brandon?
Well, Brandon and I, we started talking. We met, and I told him that I was a writer, that I had written some poems, and I shared with him one of my poems. And he, at that moment, he said, "Hey, man, I write music. I'd love to work with you." And I thought, okay, sure, whatever. And then he gave me a call. He left for Mexico, and then he gave me a call about a month later and said, "Hey, I'm back in town. Would you like to come to my studio? I got a new piano." And I said, "Sure." And I sat and listened to him, and I was blown away. And so we just started working from there, and it's been over a year, and it's just been fantastic.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. It's really good because it's good to have a good team and just a good partnership in terms of people you're working with, people who are contributing your professional growth and development. So I really appreciate that. So Brandon, as we just getting to wind it up, I will just want to know, just apart from your music, what are some of the ways that you're engaging with your fans or your community down there in California?
So I've been starting to put out a lot of advertisements on social media.
Okay.
And what's unique about that is that you can target where you want to target that ad. So it can be a post of me there with the people in Jamaica, or a post of me singing, working in the studio with Luciano. And then I can target that ad. That's actually how I ended up meeting some Eugene, who helped me to get on your guys' platform. I was putting ads out to Kenya because I'm trying to capture the world.
Yeah.
And I noticed, and then I started, I think, with Burundi.
Burundi. Yeah,
Burundi. And I was getting a lot of love from the people there. So when I was putting out some ads, a lot of people were coming and following. A lot of people were messaging me, even more than even if I put an ad out sometimes in Jamaica.
Okay.
So I started to realize, wow, the people of Africa are embracing what I'm doing more.
All right.
Some of the ads. So I kept gradually putting out some ads, and then Eugene seen my ad. He contacted me, and he's got me on a couple radio stations and TV. And I'm just looking to keep pushing forward, because I think there's a big connection with Mother Africa and Jamaica, you know?
Yeah.
I think there's something unique about, me being who I am and really being accepted by the culture.
Yeah. Talking about,
and like I said, when I lived there in Jamaica, I'm in the ghetto is where I live, and the whole community has embraced me. Everybody knows me within the area over by King Jammy's studio.
All right.
So.
All right. Now talking about marketing your stuff and advertising your stuff, the reggae market is a big one. You focused on Jamaica and America. We know there's a big market in Europe, in Japan, in Kenya. Talking about in Kenya, in Kenya it's like the capital of reggae music in Africa, and for any artist to come in Kenya, it's automatic, and comes and perform in Kenya, it's automatic that the world will definitely accept him. It's like we do verification down here, verification of all the artists. So what's your plan to capture this Kenyan market?
I just want to keep pushing forward. I want to keep pushing forward.
All right.
So
All right.
That's the mission. And one day I would like to come there and perform and embrace the people there. I know Luciano, he was in Kenya. He was in Kenya this last year.
Yeah.
So yeah, one day I definitely plan on visiting and connecting with the people and performing.
All right. You should, man. You should.
I'm gonna keep working on trying to get on as many platforms as I can. Try to meet more and more people in the business.
Yeah.
Put out my ads on social media. And even this song with Luciano, because a lot of people know Luciano in Kenya.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that I'm planning on doing is once this song and the music video is finished, I can do some big campaigns. And when the people see me and Luciano there, it should really grab them.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And I think our DJ here we should definitely have that track, the visuals as it comes out, because we would really love to promote it right here on the show, so that the people can connect with you, the people can follow your music and understand your music. And talking about that, how can people, your platform, general platforms where people can follow you, can reach out to you? We may have other artists who may want even to collaborate with you. You may talk about that.
Yes, the best place to find me is there on Instagram, and that's at Brandonroots.
Okay.
BRANDONROOTZ. Yeah, Brandonroots with a Z.
All right.
Oh, I see it right there. I see it. Yeah. And that's why I just created the new Brandonroots YouTube channel. So I only have one video on there. That's why when you guys were asking me for the YouTube, I put Brandon the messenger so people could kind of see some more than just one video. Then in the future, when I come back on the platform again, we can update and I'll have more content for them on the new YouTube channel, you know?
All right. All right. Thank you so much, Brandon. And this is the last question which we ask all our guests. Any fun facts people don't know about Brandon?
Let's see what people don't know about me. What people don't know about me. I'm trying to figure out. Usually I am what you see.
All right.
The main thing is I'm just trying to stay focused, you know?
All right.
And keep my mind pure and clear. So that's my main mission, you know? Like I said, sometimes I overindulge in certain things. And so that's the main thing that I'm focused on right now is getting my health right so I can come and really accomplish what I need to do.
All right. All right. DJ, do you have any question to the guest?
I don't have any question. That's a very good job, actually, and good luck. When you're coming to Kenya, please make sure you contact DJ Sweet K so that I can be your DJ.
Sounds good, man.
All right, Brandon. I appreciate the time. I really appreciate the time.
So here's something here.
All right. God bless you, man. God bless you, man. Link with you soon. Bless up.
All right.
All right.
Short change in my pocket, it never is enough. Running down to my last smoke, the times is getting rough. Short change in my pocket.